Rapunzel painted a picture in her journal. Painting made her feel as calm as everything was. Rapunzel's time in Arendelle was way more fun now. The group had solved the mystery of the spirits of the Enchanted Forest, and Elsa had restored the peace between the spirits. Rapunzel looked up from her journal. Cassandra was looking out the window. Everyone in Arendelle was busy doing one thing or another. People were cleaning up and repairing the outsides of their homes. Rapunzel turned towards Samantha. She was hanging out with her cousin, Ashley. They looked like they were having a lot of fun. Rapunzel turned to see Elsa. She was creating snowflakes with her powers, and Anna and Kristoff were doing work for the kingdom. Everything in that room was nice and peaceful, until Varian entered the room, that is. He tripped over something that made him spill everything he was holding when it happened. Elsa and Cassandra ran over to help him. "Are you okay?" Cassandra asked. "I'm fine," Varian said. He got up. "I don't think any of that stuff should be combined." Varian pointed out that everything that spilled was about to mix up altogether. Elsa froze everything that had spilled. "Okay, it should be fine now," she said. Later that day, Anna and Rapunzel took a stroll around the kingdom. Some trees and other things had fallen due to the storm, but nothing major happened. Anna asked the people in the village if they needed anything to help them with the damage that the storm had caused. After the two girls left one of the houses in the village, Adira found them. "Hi, Adira," Rapunzel said. "I need to talk to you," Adira said. "Okay. About what?" Anna asked. "Remember when I warned you about a possible invasion? The invaders are here!" Adira exclaimed. "Did you get to see who they were?" Anna asked. "No, but I do know they're headed for the castle," Adira replied. "Let's go!" Rapunzel exclaimed. The girls headed for the castle. Inside, Elsa was back to making snowflakes with her powers. Right after Elsa made 3 tiny snowflakes, one of the castle servants entered the room. "There's a visitor here looking for Elsa," she said. Elsa got up and followed the servant. The servant left once they made it to the visitor. At first, Elsa couldn't recognize the visitor until they took off their hood. "What are you doing here?" Elsa asked. The visitor was Prince Hans of the Southern Isles. He had once tried to take over Arendelle. "This kingdom will be mine," Hans said. Elsa wasn't going to let him rule Arendelle. She did the one thing she could do. She shot ice at him. Of course Hans dodged it, but he didn't have any powers. Elsa threw another icy blast at him. Again he dodged it. "Leave now, and I'll stop," Elsa promised. "I won't leave until I'm king of Arendelle," Hans declared. Not long after he said that, Anna and Rapunzel entered the castle. "Hans, you're the invader?" Anna gasped. "Yes, I am. I'm the future king of Arendelle," Hans exclaimed. He turned to Elsa. "Let me be king, and I'll leave you alone," Hans said. Elsa wanted to laugh so bad, but she kept it in. Anna was queen now, not Elsa. "Hans, if you're trying to take over a kingdom, you should talk to the queen," Anna said. "I am talking to the queen," Hans replied. "No, you're not," Elsa said. "I'm Queen of Arendelle now," Anna announced. "Fine. Leave the kingdom and give me the crown. Then I will leave you alone," Hans demanded. All 3 girls knew that wasn't going to happen. "No, Anna won't do that," Rapunzel said. She activated the sun drop. "Magic? What are you? Another Elsa?" Hans asked. "No, but our powers are related," Rapunzel said. She was referring to both girls being spirits of the Enchanted Forest. Hans pulled out a sword. He swung it at Rapunzel. Rapunzel blocked it with her hair, which caused the sword to break. Just then, Samantha and Cassandra entered the room. Hans glared at the girls. "Who is this guy?" Samantha asked. "The Prince of the Southern Isles. He once tried to take over Arendelle," Anna replied. Cassandra activated the Moonstone. She created black rocks as a warning for Hans. Samantha was now holding a lightning bolt in her hands. Hans had no choice. He ran away. "Good. He's gone," Samantha said. "Probably not for long," Cassandra said. "He wants the kingdom really bad. He'll probably come back," Elsa replied. "Why would he waste his time? You girls are more powerful than he is," Anna said. only Hans probably wouldn't let that stop him. In fact, while the girls were talking, Hans was talking with the guards that he brought with him. How can I take over the kingdom if there are now 4 Elsas instead of 1? Hans asked. Is there a way you can get powers for yourself? One of the guards asked. Hans looked around. He saw Adira looking through a book. He walked over to her. Hey, do you know Elsa? Hans asked. Yes. Why? Adira asked. I need to know how she gets her powers, Hans replied. You're not one of the invaders, are you? Adira asked. No, I'm here to help Arendelle. So how do all 4 Elsas get their powers? Hans replied. 4 Elsas? There's only 1 of her, Adira said. How does she get her powers? Hans asked yet again. She was born with powers. She and her friends have their powers because they are 4 of the 8 elemental spirits, Adira explained. That information didn't help Hans. He had to find some other way to get powers. He snuck into the castle where he saw Varian and Ashley. They looked like they were cleaning something out. They were. Varian's alchemy supplies. Hans listened to everything the 2 of them said. What's this? Ashley asked, pointing out a page with the sun and moon on it. That's the copy of my translation key for the Demanita scroll. Of course the scroll was destroyed, Varian replied. Hans saw some of the writing on the page. Maybe that was where he could get powers. He waited for Varian and Ashley to leave the room. He grabbed the translation key and left the castle as soon as he had the chance. I found a way to get powers, Hans exclaimed when he met up with his guards. How? One of the guards asked. Hans read the paper. It looks like I can either use sun powers or moon powers, Hans said. He decided to use moon powers because he figured they would be stronger. He read one of the incantations Varian had translated. Wither and decay, end this destiny, break these earthly chains, and set the spirit free, Hans said. He turned to the guards. I feel more powerful already. So Hans came back? Kristoff asked. He wants to rule Arendelle, Anna replied. She and the girls were telling Eugene and Kristoff about what happened. He does realize he can't get past the Sundrop and Moonstone, right? Eugene asked. Plus Samantha's lightning and Elsa's ice, Kristoff added. When you're trying to take over a kingdom, you'll do pretty much anything, Cassandra said. As the group kept talking, Varian and Ashley ran into the room. My translation key has been stolen, Varian exclaimed. What translation key? Elsa asked. For the Demanita scroll, Varian said. That scroll has the instructions to use the Sundrop and Moonstone, Rapunzel exclaimed. Who would want it? Samantha asked. I don't know, Ashley replied. Hans, he must have stolen it, Anna exclaimed. Just then Hans burst into the room. Funny, we were just talking about you, Eugene said. I'm not here to talk, Hans said. He held up Varian's translation key. What did he want with it? Crescent high above, evolving as you go, raise what lies beneath, and let the darkness grow, Hans began. He continued with, bend it to my will, consume the sunlight's glow, rise into the sky, and let the darkness grow. Let darkness grow. And just like that, Hans finished. He had just used the moon incantation. Cassandra giggled. Hans did nothing. He didn't have the powers of the Moonstone. He wasn't one of the spirits of the Enchanted Forest. Cassandra began creating black rocks out of the ground and repeated the incantation. She trapped Hans in the black rocks. Next time, get your own powers instead of stealing mine, Cassandra said. Using that first spell should have given me powers, Hans complained. Rapunzel took the translation key from Hans. I think you tried to use the decay spell, she said. Let me out, Hans demanded. Are you going to try and take over Arendelle? Anna asked. Hans didn't answer, but everyone knew the answer was yes. Suddenly, 2 guards entered the room. Let him go and we'll leave you alone, one of the guards said. Will you lock him up? Elsa asked. Sure, the other guard said. I don't trust you. You're probably working with him, Cassandra said. One of the guards grabbed Anna. Let go of my sister, Elsa demanded. Only if you release Hans, one of the guards said. Let him out. I have an idea, Samantha exclaimed. Cassandra let Hans out of the trap. The two guards let go of Anna. Before Hans and the guards left, Samantha used her powers to get rid of their energy. Good idea, Samantha, Ashley said. Thanks, Samantha said. Hopefully they don't come back, Anna said. They've seen what we can do. They probably won't come back, Rapunzel said. The group left the room. If anything were to happen, they were ready.